Great win. That's all. Great win. And guys just kept playing the game and didn't let anything keep them down. And it's great to see from our club right now. And to push late, get back in it, hold on to it, and then take it in the end. Take it right there with Carr. Big at-bat. It was a great win for us.
Does it make it easier for some of the teaching points that you've talked about when there's something earlier in the game that you're going to want to teach on versus then when they come back and they make a good play later in the game to kind of have that positive reinforcement at the end?
We're learning all the time, and as long as guys are open, got their mind on getting better all the time, we'll take advantage of things that are obvious and things that are not so obvious, and that's what our staff likes to do, and our players are open all the time. So had a lot of things that we can learn from, but today the thing to learn from is the fact just keep your nose in there and keep playing the game, and we'll pick each other up.
What did you see from Carlos? You think this was a step forward, a significant stride?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you could tell that timing we were talking about before the game. He was very conscious about it, and he was very good right from the beginning. He had the solo homer. Besides that, it was I thought some of his better executed pitches. Had the one inning that went kind of sour, gave up a couple runs, pitching careful at times, which we need to, and get into a big spot. They had to have big hit, and they got it. And for the most part, though, it was definitely a step in the right direction.
What happened on the throw to second? Is that something the infielders should have picked up? Or?
I think they were both thinking it, and they saw something, and then they both kind of took a break there and saw him move, and nobody was on the back.
Tyler Lyons to work out of that situation with just one run allowed, that ends up being a pretty big deal.
Yeah, he did a nice job. And, it's been a little while for him, so we needed to get him in there, and we need to use him too on a day like this when we have two games. We've got a lot of innings to cover, let alone going extra innings, and Tyler did a nice job keeping us in it.
We've seen Bo pitch in a doubleheader before, but now that he's a closer and workload, is that still, or how much of a possibility?
There's quite a few pitches. See what he says. But I'm not. We'll see.
That goes back to the flexibility you've talked about before, though, with having a Rosenthal for a situation like this, wouldn't it?
Yeah, almost had to use him too, though. I mean, we're going to have to use everybody, and when you've got a chance to pull away a win, you don't hold anything back. But now Trevor should be good to go in the next one. We have to have some other guys step into some other innings.
Was Tyler going to throw in one of these games regardless, or was there a situation that you wanted to use him in? Or
no, I think if we, Carlos rolls for 6 and we got a lead, you'd probably see a lot of the similar guys we've seen in the last third of the game with a lead. So then we'd see if we needed him in the next game. But we'd like to see him pitch, but we have to go after every win. I mean, that's all there is to it.
You think some of that inning was rust at all for him? I mean, come back from rehab.
Yeah, maybe. But once again, I mean, every game's the same thing. I mean, we can't just throw a guy to throw him if he doesn't fit into a situation. That just doesn't make sense. So, and we have to have ourselves guarded to, in case the situation puts us in a spot where we need someone to throw multiple innings, and that's kind of what he does. So it's been hard to force him in there. We've had a lot of close games, but he did a good job. He pulled it together.
Is it just strategy, or has Piscotty got anything? Or?
And we had pitching. It was a pitching issue, yeah.
With Randall.
Been working on his swing. Obviously, he obviously had a good day today. Do you see him making strides with that?
Yeah, he's a dangerous hitter, and we needed that lift to say the least. And he's going to be a top tier hitter, and he's just got to work right. I mean, we keep saying that. That's kind of our go-to phrase, go-to word, but he's working on the right things. He knows what he needs to do. He knows how the opposition's attacking him and things that he needs to improve on. And he's not that far from getting it really figured out. But once he gets to a pitch that he's looking in the zone for, it's amazing what he can do with it.
You talk a lot about the defense and the continued effort there. How much can the offense kind of, be rising up to what it can be, take some pressure off that every game? I mean, I know it's going to be continued effort, but just the offense, if those guys reach up to their averages, we're probably not talking about defense as much?
No,
as
we
have
probably
been?
are.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, this is a game of pressure,
Yeah.
and so our guys are prepared. They understand at this level it's all about execution and playing the game clean. And I know we put it on ourselves. The expectations are high to play the game the right way. And, yeah, I mean, winning cures just about everything. But if we're not playing clean baseball, we're making mistakes, it's gonna be something that stands out to us. It's something we have to fix, and we just stay the course. And the problem is when guys become afraid of making a mistake, whether it's on the bases or whether it's in the field. We want them to stay aggressive, but we want them to think. We want them to use their instincts. But there's just going to be all season. I mean, as long as they play, there are going to be things that you got to. I had a conversation with a guy the other day. He's been around the league a long time about something really simple. I mean, it happens, and I think that's what we're supposed to do. Always get better.
Mike, how does that kind of fit what you're talking about, staying aggressive, with the being picked off at second base? It's 3 times this week, and from your perspective as a former catcher, that seems like a pretty rare thing to happen that often.
Yeah, it's usually on the bunt play. But, yeah, it's something we don't want to happen, and we keep talking about. But once again, guys are trying to balance that aggressiveness with smart play, and it's just sometimes easier than others.
You talked about obviously wanting to get Carp going, not just the result of the at-bat that he took in the 11th to string that long at-bat. Is
Yeah.
that kind of a sign that he looks pretty close to being?
Yeah, and he hasn't been that far off. I mean, I think we just get accustomed to him, putting the ball in play and grinding through at-bats. Yeah, something like what he just did could get anybody on a real good run, but it's perfect timing. And he's a professional hitter and knows what he's doing. He's another guy that's working on the right things, and he'll get there.